Hello everybody, welcome back to LilyLuLou. My name's Karen. If you haven't been here before, I'm also known as the Junk Journal Geek, and I am here today with some very exciting news. So if you are a returning visitor, welcome back. Thank you for joining me. I hope you're going to like what I have to share with you today. Excuse me, I am still coughing. First of all, I want to apologise for the lack of videos over the last week or so. I know when one went up probably a couple of days ago by the time this one goes up, but prior to that there was quite a gap of missing videos, and the reason was I've had the most horrendous tech issues. I'm not big on tech. Normally I film my videos on my phone, I airdrop them to my desktop, upload them to YouTube, and it's all hunky-dory. If I've had to pause the video, I pop it through iMovie first to join everything together before I upload it to YouTube. And I've had all sorts of issues. My main computer, my desktop, keeps deciding that it's got no Wi-Fi even though it has. My airdrop won't work to my desktop. I can't upload videos on my phone or my iPad to YouTube. I have to do them on my desktop. So between that, I've had a nightmare, and I've literally stood for hours every day trying to sort it out. And it was only yesterday that yesterday from the day I'm filming this, that I finally managed to sort it and get a video up. So I'm hoping that everything's rectified itself now and this is going to go up fine. But that's enough of that. That's just an explanation as to why I haven't been here again. So today I'm very pleased to announce that I have joined a design team for Sunny Creates, and today is going to be my very first design team project, or the beginning of it anyway. So drum roll if you please. Can you tell I'm a bit giddy? So this is the beautiful kit I am using from Sunny Creates Etsy shop. Now I will leave all the links to the Etsy shop and Santhini's Instagram and Facebook group and all the other good stuff that she has. But this kit is available on Etsy, and this is what I'm going to be using to make my next journal. So these are the main pages. So we have 10 main pages, and all I have done, I've printed them out normal A4 size. I haven't changed the sizes or anything. I have just done them borderless and told it to fill the page so that I don't have any edges showing. And then on the back of each one I've just printed my own scanned tea-dyed papers. So we have 10 of these main pages. Aren't they beautiful? I love the colours. I love the fact that it's sewing. I've been wanting to do a sewing themed journal for absolutely ages. So I'm going to show you all these papers today and show you what I've collected together to make a start on this journal, and then depending on how long that has all taken will depend on what we actually get done today. So I hope you are all well and happy. Let me know what you think of this kit in the comments. I think it's absolutely stunning. I love it. I love the colours. It's just all beautiful. I love these collage pages. So I haven't counted as we've gone through, but I did make sure that all the pages were here before I started. I hope I did anyway. So that's the 10 main pages, and then we have 4 background pages, which these lovely sort of ticking, that's in a lovely green. I'm hoping the camera's picking up the colours okay, and then a nice blue and pink, and then we have a polka dot page, which is sort of a coral colour. It's a different shade of pink, and then we have one plain or blank page. And then we have 9 pages of ephemera. Now all of these pages I have printed out on, it's like photo quality paper, 120 GSM. And then some of these pages I've printed out on the same paper, like this one, and some I've printed out onto heavier paper, 200 grams. Sorry, I'm still needing to sip my tea to stop the coughing. You know, depending on what was on the page. So because these are going to be folded as pockets, I didn't want them too bulky, so they're just on normal paper, or the same paper, not normal paper, the same paper as the pages. And then this one is on the heavier paper because I thought these, you know, I might end up using to hold envelopes closed or something, so I wanted something a bit sturdier. And it's just so that I've got, you know, a selection of things to use in different ways. So obviously that's going to be an envelope, and then we've got some tags in different sizes, and I haven't printed on the back of these yet. I might on some of them, I might not, depending on how I'm using them. I might just back them with other paper. So just making sure I go up both ways so you can see the right orientation of the different things. I thought I'd put all these up the right way. I must have turned them around while I was talking to you. So we've got some more larger tags here, and then these smaller tags. And as I say, I've printed these as they have come. I haven't resized them at all. So this is how they come on an A4 sheet of paper, so you can get an idea of the sizing. I'll wrap the other way again on this one. So we've got 2 envelopes here, like coin envelopes, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 little sentiments down here, sayings. And then we have a couple of postcards. And a tag, and there's some little pretty bits, and then we have a sheet of tabs and some more decorative elements, and then a couple of, I printed these on card because these remind me of library cards, so I wanted something a bit heavier, and again more tags and just some little sort of tea card type things, cigarette card things. So that's the main kit that I will be using. So that's all those pages. And then what I thought was, I've got a excuse me, I've got an old pattern here that I bought in the charity shop, and I want this journal to feel like this. I hope you can imagine what I mean when you get these pattern envelopes with all the scrummy paper inside. You know that feeling, it's squishy and soft and lovely. I want to try and achieve that feeling for this journal. So I bought this ages ago because I knew I wanted to do a sewing themed journal at some point, and I put it away somewhere safe, and I won't be able to find it for days and days and days. It was so safe. I found it this morning, so that's ready to go. So this is my inspiration. So what I thought I would use as the cover is, this is a dog food bag. This is what Max has for dinner every day. So I thought I would cut this down and use this as a cover. So it'll be a soft cover journal, but I'm going to cover this with fabric so that it's tactile. And I'll probably do the inside with fabric as well. Not sure how this is all going to work yet. This is just all my ideas and what I've gathered together before I start. And then fabric wise, I've got a choice of fabrics. This is the fabric I bought in a charity shop, or a few months ago now. Excuse me, I need another sip. And I shared some of this with a lady over in America, and I thought the colours worked well. I thought it was quite a good match, But I do also have, which I had in mind as well, I have 5 of these packs and I have been hoarding them. These are fabrics from Stampin' Up from years and years ago. I've had these at least 10 years, maybe a bit longer. And there's 3 fabrics in each packet, and I say I've got 5 of these that I was lucky enough to get hold of, and I've been hoarding them because they're like gold dust, really hard to get hold of, especially now because it's so long since they were, you know, on sale with Stampin' Up. But I also thought these 2 packs, the colours were quite good, particularly this one. So they're my choices, and I feel like maybe I should use one of these fabrics because I have been hoarding them for so long, but I haven't decided yet. So let me know if you have a preference. Let's get them all out. And I think this one's too blue. I think that needs to be for a blue journal. The pink possibly. This one again, it's got all the colours in, so I think this one works quite well with this. And I might, you know, use more than one fabric throughout. I'm just thinking of the cover for the moment. And I think these ones are a bit too bright because this is going to be a vintagey journal. So although those colours do go quite well, I feel that this is a bit too bright. I could tea dye it and that would dull it down a bit. And I have used some of this one already for something. I've used half of it, probably for something for my granddaughter, I would imagine. But and also for the Roxy's Journal of Stitchery, these may be used at some point, which I'm very, very behind on because I've spent so much time trying to sort all this tech out. I haven't done any more of my stitching. So yeah, let me know if you have a preference for fabric, what you think I should use. I'd be interested to hear your opinion. And I don't think we're going to get to that stage today of sticking the fabric on the cover, so you have time to let me know your thoughts. I do feel like it's probably going to be this one, but we'll see. And then what else have I collected together? I've got a couple of paper bags because these remind me of the tissue for sewing patterns. So I've got those. I've got some of the, what I have left of this particular Tim Holtz pad. It's this one, the Memoranda, because some of these have sewing type print on. I haven't got much left, so I don't think I have the one that has the full page. But I know some of these, I won't be able to see it now, will it? I'll put the camera on. Definitely is some sort of sewing paper in here somewhere. And even if there isn't, it blends quite nicely anyway. Oh, come on, where are you? I saw you earlier. I'm sure I did. It's going to elude me now, isn't it? No, it's not that. I thought I'd just seen it then. Anyway, you're getting to see what this paper pad looks like if you haven't seen it before. See this? I think that was a part of it. There we go. On this side, this is, it's not in frame, is it? This is the paper I was talking about, and obviously when I still had the full sheets, there would have been a full sheet like this, but clearly I've used it for something else. So I've only got these little bits left, unless I decide to splash out and buy another pad, but I am trying to use up what I've got. I've got a couple of those, so they may make an appearance somewhere. Another one there. So what, we've got 3 of those. Then I've got this brown paper. This is from when you get bread in Tesco's here. This is the paper used to pick it up. And this is the bag that my croissant was in. And I like this sort of see-through greaseproof paper, so I might cut that out and use it at some point. So that's paper-wise, and then I've just got my general various papers here. And I've got some, obviously, some packaging paper, which will probably be used throughout. And I think that's it. That's going to slide. Stay up there. Stay up there. Oh dear, I have to put that down there. It's going to slide. Oh yeah, the other thing I've got, I used to sell on eBay old sewing notions, and this little bag has got some of the bits left. Oops, that I had. And I came across it while I was getting the fabrics and things out, so I might, I mean, these still have the knitting needles in. I'm not saying I would necessarily put the knitting needles in, but the packaging I might do something with. That's not an old one, that's a new one. I don't know what that's doing there. That needs to go in my sewing box. But like these, I might use these in the journal maybe, and those possibly. So that's, what other stuff needs to go elsewhere. So that's what I've got together so far, and obviously I've got my laces and ribbons and things. So that's what we've got. So I will probably pause for a moment and start thinking about how I'm going to put the pages together to get started. I need to think about how I'm going to use this bag. Obviously I'm going to need to cut it down. It's not going to be long enough that way. Or it might be actually when I take it apart. And then I need to decide what I'm going to have, you know, where in the journal, and actually how big it's going to be, as in how many signatures and what have you. And this journal, I forgot to say, is going to be called Martha. It's going to be named after my nan, because she was a sewing machinist. So it's a little nod to her. She had a machine like that. And so this lady is going to be called Martha. So putting a bit of pressure on myself, because it's a design team project. Obviously I want it to be beautiful, and doing it in honour of my nan puts a little bit more pressure on top of that. So I'm going to get started. I'll just pause the camera. I'll probably take this bag apart and start folding pages, and then I'll be back. See you shortly. I'm back again because I just thought, I started doing this and I thought you might actually want to see the process of how this actually starts off as a bag of dog food and ends up as a cover. So all I have done so far is I've opened the bottom up so that the bag lays flat. So you can see I've just literally opened the bottom up. I've just chopped off a bit at the top and at the bottom just to straighten it up. And now this side here is where the bag is joined together. So I'm just going to trim that edge off so that I can open the bag up completely. And then I can decide on, you know, the size and which way round I want it and everything. So I'm going to come in slightly so that I know I'm definitely cutting beyond where that was joined, so that I don't have any iffy bits. So now I've got a nice flat open bag. I did give this a bit of a wipe out before I brought it up, but I think it might need another going over. So let's just get a wipe. Just obviously we don't want any remnants of food or anything damaging our work. So now when I cut this to size, I will cut the bottom section off, because this is obviously, you can see it's marked because that's obviously where the food would have been sitting. So a fly or something on there. Excuse me. So if my journal is going to be, you know, that sort of size, I need to think about, you see, this bit here is probably a good place to have the spine, because it's already got a couple of folds there. So that could be our spine. I'm going to use a piece of scrap paper to use as a guide for what I'm doing, so that I don't mark the lovely digis. I mean, I know I can print more out, but they're very precious because they're so pretty. So that would be wide enough for, you know, so you've got a bit of space all the way round. That could be the spine, and then, you know, this would be the other part, you know, the back. That's the word, the back. So we probably want to see what that measures. That is just about 7.5, and then that spine is just over 2 inches. So then we'd want another, should I say 7.5? 7.5 from that fold would be, reach for my pencil, about here. So we'll cut that there, and then height wise, I'm just wondering, there's a fold here where the bag is folded, so I want to make sure that's not going to cause an issue. So what have we got there? That's about 3/4 of an inch beyond the paper there. So that would mean cutting it about there. So I'll pause again, and I'll just go and chop this down to size. Right, so that's cut down. Now, I know it's probably not square, but I don't think I've done this right. I think I cut it in the wrong place. Looking at that, yeah, it needs a bit more off. I worked that out wrong, so it's going to need snipping. Oh no, maybe we could make a pocket. Could we make a pocket? Could we make a pocket if we're covering it in fabric? Oh, it could be a closure. Oh, we could have a flap over as a closure, couldn't we? Don't be so hasty to chop off, Karen. Maybe that would work. Right. That will obviously need reattaching. Anyway, so I've got the basis of my cover in any case. Hoping that this will be okay. But if I've just got this to work with as a rough guide for now, I can always, you know, chop it down. I'll do the bulk of the inside first, so that we know roughly how big everything's going to be, how much room we need, and then I can reduce this, you know, a bit more so that it fits properly later on. And I won't start covering it or anything until we know we've got more idea of what we're going to need. But there we go, there's the general gist of it. That's going to be our cover. And what I was saying was, it's not 100% square, but I'm not too worried about that, because I know if I'm going to be covering it in fabrics and putting lace on and all sorts, it's, you know, it's going to be disguised anyway. So as long as the signatures are sewn in straight and it looks okay from that point of view, I think we'll be all right. So let's have a look. Now we've got our cover, let's have a look at our pages and what we're going to do with those. As I say, I was going to do this off screen, but I know some people like to watch the process, so I'll have a look. Now if I've got a 2-inch spine, how big are these ones I've made before? I mean, obviously it's going to be that's about 2 inches. That's about 2 inches. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, my previous journals that have got 2-inch spines have all got 4 signatures. So let's have a look. That looks like, you know, the first page to me with the plate on it. So I was thinking of doing 3 signatures. How many pages did I say was? We've got 10 main pages. One, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. So that will be okay. We've got 3 signatures with 4 pages and 1 with 3, which will even out as we go along. So I think that will be all right. So then I need to decide. Let's take one pile at a time. So out of this one, I wanted that as my cover, so that would go that way. And then I want something nice for a centre spread. So I think I'll have this one in the middle of the signature. And then we'll just have one of these going one way and one going the other. And you'll see with my scanned pages, I don't know if you can see, some of the edges are just, you know, it didn't print quite up to the edge, so I will ink those just to get rid of that. So then we would have this in the middle, this. Obviously I'm going to be adding more pages. This is just to give me an idea, because that would be my first, the start of my first signature. Then again we want, we've got 2 So Beautifuls there, so let me just make sure. I probably want to swap one of these. One. So then we could have what's the back of that? don't want another So Beautiful at the front, so I'll have this at the front. And then I'll have this one. Which one should we have in the middle? This one in the middle this time. Bit of a collage going on. The second signature, and the third signature. That would be quite nice as a cover. Then we've got the two threads, so we've got a bit of a theme running along there. I'll have this one in the middle again. This one on the outside. So this is the signature that's going to need something a little extra in it. So that's number 3. And in here. And that's going to have 2 So Beautifuls next to each other. Do I want that? I could have this one as the cover actually on the last, although I like that to finish. So yeah, I think we'll just have the 2. We might actually swap them around later. So we might have this one in the middle this time. Bit of nice journaling space in the middle maybe. Ah, I've just remembered I've got another one of these. It was still printing when I turned the camera on, so that can be the extra piece in the signature where we were short. So it's all good. Pop that like that. Now these may not stay as I've organised them to start with. I may well fiddle about and change things around. Now I've got these 2 paper bags. They are too big as they are to go in, so they're going to need, you know, some sort of jiggery pokery going on. I'm not sure how we're going to use those, or if we're going to use them, so we'll have a think about that. And obviously if we do use a couple of paper bags, I'll probably pop a couple of envelopes in somewhere as well. Let's see what I've got here. Envelope there. I have got lots more envelopes than this, but there are. So we could have they won't be in the middle signatures, but and obviously I will need to fold them differently because of the window, but let's just get an idea of what we're doing. And then I'm going to pop in some of these other papers. So we'll have some of this nice calligraphy paper. Oh, I know what else I've got that I thought I would put in. So we'll have one of these in each signature. And I also don't know how I'm going to bind this yet either, because it's going to be a soft cover. I probably won't do my usual pamphlet stitch jobby onto, well, I don't know, I might do, I don't know how we're going to be binding this yet. Let's just leave it at that. So one of those, just stick these in. I might not use those bags because I feel like they're not clean enough. Again, they've been wiped, but I don't know if they're clean enough. So I might just go with envelopes. That one. Should we stick more envelopes in as we go through? So I'll have an envelope that way. We could pop that in. There, and then this one has an envelope. This is the one that needs the extra page. See, I'm just putting these together fairly randomly for now, and they may well evolve as I'm, you know, working on them. Things may change. I want another biggish envelope. Have I got one here? Yes. So do that about there. Pop that there. That one there. As you can tell, probably, I don't have any tea-dyed paper, and I didn't want to wait to start this until I had time to dye some more paper, so that's why I'm using these other papers. So this is a different cream, it's ivory paper, but it's not got the texture that the calligraphy paper has got. It's more like a good quality printer paper. This would be like office letter paper, you know, that type of thing. So I'm just trying to, you know, get a few bits and pieces together to gauge the size that I'm going to want the cover to be. You know. So, because obviously we'll want room to put things in and chunk her up a bit. But we don't want it to look silly. It's, you know, so big that it looks silly. So put that one in there. So how many have we got now? 1, 2 with the envelope. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then I'm not sure about the Tim Holtz paper, because I like to put a page of that in each signature normally because it gives it a bit of body, and but I think these might look a bit funny because they're cut, you know, they're in sort of 6 by 6 sizes, so I may not do that. I might use some of the other Tim Holtz paper, which I won't get out now because it's under my desk and we'll have all sorts of trouble, but I might go through and add in some of the, I've got the Tim Holtz floral one that I keep forgetting the name of, but it's down at the bottom of the description on my Amazon links. The paper's there. Now, where was the other paper I was going to use? I was going to use some of this pattern paper. So what have we got here? To work out how this is going to work, I've got 1, 2 of those, so they would need to come in half, and then they could go in, and we could perhaps fold them up as pockets or something. So should we just tear those in half? Christmas paper there, trying to make an appearance. A scrap of Christmas paper. Oops. All the whole sheets of Christmas paper have been put away. So we could pop those in. That would be far too deep a pocket, really. Although, would it? We could have some big journaling cards in there, couldn't we? And it would be a bit more reinforced that way as well then. So maybe we'll pop those in. Other makes of patterns are available. I'm not advertising. And this one's going to need a little bit of attention because it is already torn. Now it's torn on both sides. So we'll have to use some washi or something on there at some point to help that along. So these ones are going to be folded on the inside and the others were on the outside. I'm going to reinforce those folds with some washi, and this is going to be the same. I want that on the inside, don't I? Just saying that. those at the moment have 8 pages each, so they do need a few more. I don't think I'm going to use this as actual pages, but I'll use it as some form of decorative paper. I think it will be too flimsy, you know, just as it is as a page. But we'll use that for something at some point, somewhere. So let's pop that back in there. And then I was going to use some packing paper, and I thought this colour went quite well. So again, if I reckon half of that would be about right. And because this is packaging paper, these are never square, they're always on the wonk. So we're not going to get square pages there, but that adds to the fun. So let's try and tear that down. I'm being lazy and tearing because I don't want to keep stopping the camera to go and use the chopper. And if I try and cut them, you just know there's no way I'm going to end up with square pages, nowhere near square pages then. They'll be all over the place. I mean, you can see I'm even having trouble tearing straight today. So goodness only knows what would happen if I was at it with the scissors. So I've just done that the wrong way round, haven't I? What a numpty. Are you all shouting at me? Oh, we could have it like that, couldn't we? Do we want side pockets then? In that case, we could have folding out pages, couldn't we? Yeah, let's have some folding out pages. It was a deliberate mistake. That's what's known as a happy accident. So, if we pop that in there, and we can have some concertina malarkey going on there. Inwards with this one. Just we don't want every signature to be the same. You can see how unstraight these pages are. So that because they're packaging paper, I don't think there's any attempt at all to make them square. So that's those two. So let's do that again. Again, this one's going to need a little bit of patchwork because it's got a tear in it. So I think we're up to 9 pages in each. So we still need a few more yet. Some of these might need trimming down a bit more still. No idea what the time is. Sitting here, merrily playing away. Don't know how long I've been filming. I don't know what the time is. I don't know how long I've been filming because I've stopped and started. So I haven't got a running total up on my camera. So now that's looking, you know, a bit better already, and it's feeling quite nice. Where did I put my cover? So coming along. We'll decide if we're going to have a, you know, a closure like that. Might be quite nice to have a closure like that, mightn't it? This is going to be like a lady's sewing journal where she keeps all her bits and pieces. You know, she could have her family's, maybe all the sizes written down, what she's made for them, samples of material, and that sort of stuff. So that's how it's looking at the moment. I'm going the wrong way, aren't I? That way. So this may well be a closure at some point. We'll see. Not sure about this spine situation, because if it's soft cover, does it need, you know, a normal standard spine? I'm not sure. So I'm going to have to play around with that and see how it goes as we go along. But I've got some, you know, we've made a start there. We've got some pages pulled together. You can see sort of how it's going to evolve, I think. I think I will leave it there for today, because I'm sure I've been on here for about an hour. I am guessing, but I won't know until I actually upload the video. But I hope you found that interesting to see, you know, how my mind's working and how I'm going with this. I hope you love the DigiKit as much as I do. Please go across to Sunny Creates and have a look at all of her beautiful kits on her Etsy store. And I will be back again, fingers crossed, in another couple of days, and we'll carry on working on this lovely journal named Martha. So thank you for joining me today. Take care, enjoy your own crafty time, and I'll be back with you again very soon. Bye bye.